the person who's perpetuating the crime using medical marijuana or marijuana, increase. And I just say right here, I got to stand up for the right thing. I've already seen what's happening, and this is a step. Medical marijuana with healthcare. Oh, then we want to have dispensaries. But I always have a little bit. What's next? Complete legalization. And if you read and you see, I believe absolutely that's the complete agenda here. So I will be supporting that we oppose. I don't say these double medicines. I am supporting that we oppose. It's in the resolution to protect our citizens with opposing 64.
I feel this is one of the things I feel very passionate about. I can't think of when an amendment to our Colorado Constitution is being presented, I can't think of a more appropriate time for City Council to express the implications that it has upon our city and upon its citizens. I think that's a very reason for why we were elected. I think as was mentioned before, I agree with absolutely everything Angela said, and so I won't repeat that, but I think this has a significant impact on the quality of life. I think it has the impact on federal funding. I think it has an impact on how we operate in the future, and I haven't even got into what the impact might be on our already underfunded public servants in police and fire. And so with that in mind, I move that we approve a resolution opposing Amendment 64.
Second. Any additional comment? Jan?
I don't want to repeat everything either. I stated yesterday that I don't think I don't like council to be engaged in state or federal issues. I think there's other venues where this discussion can take place rather than through city council. We've heard a lot about the teens and the youth in the community. The minimum wage age is 21, and it's not that much different than alcohol. There's a age limit for alcohol too. It does get used, but that's no different than what's happening today anyway. I guess my personal statement is, just as when we did marijuana dispensaries, there were all sorts of, we had days and hours of testimony, and everything has worked out okay, and it has followed the business model that we all expected it to follow. I wasn't afraid of medical marijuana dispensaries, and I'm not afraid of this bill for marijuana in our community.
I also will not repeat Angela's comments, but I will repeat the district attorney's comments with regards to local control. I think my colleagues will recognize one of the things that I have been very consistent on my votes on is things like local control and home rule authority, and I think this subverts both of those items with regards to this because it takes it out of our hands. Mr. Gardino will know how I voted on medical dispensaries, but again, we at least had the choice to decide here at the local level to make that decision, and I think this case we're not allowing to have that opportunity. I also think this is a bastardization of the Colorado Constitution in terms of how it amends it. I have not been happy with the process. I thought there would be a better way to do this than to amend an already overly lengthy document. And lastly, I am very concerned about the effect this would have on federal funds. With regards specifically to the federal funds that we get as a result of the defense establishment here in Colorado Springs, I think it will make defense employers, at a time when we are worried very much about sequestration, I think it will make federal employers very hesitant to want to expand their facilities here in Colorado Springs. And so for that reason, I think it will absolutely hurt the local economy. So I will also be supporting the resolution. Are there any additional comments? Please vote. And that passes on a 5-1 vote. Councilmember Slack Williams and excuse, and we are adjourned.